I have seen ledgers, paperwork, and prices that are kept secret and never made public. Once I give you the numbers, you'll understand how close we are to making things better. Help with money is not what this is. This is how I'll explain it. Not too long ago, I came across a letter from the Thai government that Ripple actually helped write. This is where you heard it first. Ripple wrote this letter to explain why the Thai government should use XRP on both the public and private ledgers, not just the public one. That paper spent a lot of time explaining what Ripple was doing and why private sidechains are good. Now we've reached the most important part. Prices on the private ledger have hit all-time highs, but not on the public market. This is about the sidechains, where prices like $327,000 per XRP show up. Because of this, will XRP trade on the market at that price tomorrow? That's not how it works. This does, however, mean that these sidechains are being used as testing grounds for bigger settlement simulations that are being run by groups, governments, and big businesses. To put it another way, think about this. Before water is turned onto a brand new building, the pipes are put under pressure to make sure there are no leaks. In this way, Ripple and its partners have been moving. They've shown what happens when XRP is used on a large scale across borders, institutions, and new financial rails. They've also tried and simulated settlement volumes. Also, that's just the start of the picture. Let me quickly say something before I go on. I put together something that you need if you want to be in the best possible situation for the coming wealth transfer wave. There may be a link to it in the message that is pinned below this video. You can find it at Find 100x Stocks, the Ultimate Millionaire Investor Guide. Here are papers, photos, video breakdowns, and more that will teach you everything you need to know to see opportunities that can change your life and leave you a lot of money. Don't think about the past, just enjoy the moment. The main question is why these sidechains are needed in the first place. The reason for keeping them secret is unclear. Let the market decide what will happen. That would be smarter. At Ripple Apex 2025 in Singapore, I was lucky enough to be there when the answer came from the company itself. A boss at Ripple named 𝗙𝗶𝗶 took the stage to talk about something that has been bothering the company for a long time. Shouldn't the public XRP ledger DEX be able to be used for settlement by institutions? The answer was shocking. He said it straight out. Ripple is a regulated company that can't take any chance, no matter how small, that an unauthorized transaction could damage its payment lines. It is against the law because of rules, even if they didn't know it existed or how rare or unlikely it is. This is why institutions have not been able to use the DEX in its public form. That being said, this is where the solution comes in. Right now, Ripple is letting people use permission names. These parts of the XRP ledger environment are private and controlled. Verification must be done before entry. You need to prove that you are not a person who is on a list of people who are prohibited from doing terrorist actions or other illegal things. You can do a lot of things once you're inside, such as compare supply and demand for cash and even trade between the two. Businesses, banks, and payment providers can now use the DEX to make payments, which is a big deal. Let me break it down for you in simple terms. Large regulated banks can now use a distributed ledger to tap XRP's power for the first time. Such a thing has never been possible before. Look at the time right now. For a long time, the Ripple team and its partners have been planning, building, and testing hard. Legal clarity has always been the thing that was missing. Without it, organizations can't work. It doesn't matter how good the technology, rails, or deals are if the rules aren't clear. The big players will stay out of it. That's the truth about XRP. Now for the catch. Things are becoming more clear now. The market structure law, which is now going through the Senate, sets up clear rules for how digital assets can be regulated. Besides, the idea isn't that crazy. Not even Senator 𝗙𝗶𝗏, who is known for being a Bitcoin maximalist, has said she doesn't think Trump will sign this bill into law before Thanksgiving. It's more likely than not that that will happen, so XRP will be considered a commodity. Depend on that? It is not a security, but a good. With that one definition, the doors to organizations are open. It takes away the last reason to stay on the bench. It means that payment companies, banks, and governments know what they're doing. Now go back to those areas where permissions were given. With confidence, institutions will be able to move money straight into the XRP ledger once the law is clear. Everything that was done in the private ledgers, on the side chains, or in secret tests is now part of the public sphere. Behind the scenes, money flows into the open market. Settlement on a large scale becomes possible. Then things get interesting. Do you remember how much those tests cost? Do you remember how the private ledgers ran models at levels that the public market still doesn't fully understand? It wasn't a coincidence. They were stress tests that showed what could happen when XRP is used all over the world. And once the gates open, the market will have to change its prices to match. There is more going on here than just another hype or pump cycle. This is about structure. Systems are to blame. This is the coming together of two worlds: the secret world of testing for institutions and the open world of private traders. The financial shock when they hit will be unlike anything we've ever seen. The fights of the past years are over. Finance that has been around for a long time has been against going off the rails. The old system has been maintained, protected, and set in stone at all costs. But now we've reached the harmony phase, when old tools and new technology finally work together. Ripple has been getting ready for over 10 years for this very moment. You can now use the permission domains. The law will soon be clear. The bodies are also ready. That's why I think we're on the verge of a huge change. A lot of people won't believe it until they see it happen. Take a step back and see the bigger picture. This will help you understand why Ripple has been so patient. They've been working on a method that does more than just fix one small problem.